All right, today we're diving into something pretty wild. It's an experiment in finance called Project 52F. And the core idea is this. What if you could build an entire economic system not on messy human decisions, but on the pure, unchangeable, fundamental constants of the universe? I know, it sounds a little like science fiction, but it's very real.
And this quote right here, it gets straight to the heart of it all. Just imagine a financial system where the rules aren't being debated by a committee, but are literally hard-coded using numbers like pi and Euler's number. It's a really bold attempt to create something that's totally free from human emotion and bias.
So, what does that actually look like when the rubber meets the road? Well, at its core, Project 52F runs on this simple but really profound idea that the most fair and stable rules are the ones that, govern the universe itself. So instead of a team just picking tax rates or a token supply out of thin air, those numbers are pulled directly from the constants of nature. And you can see just how literally they took this idea. I mean, check this out. The sell tax is 3.141%, that's pi. The buy tax is 2.718%, that's Euler's number, the constant of natural growth. Even the total supply of tokens is based on 52 factorial. Every single critical parameter here isn't just a number, it's a mathematical signature. Okay, so you have all these moving parts, all these numbers. You need a rock-solid architecture to hold it all together, right? The solution for Project 52F is this central component they call the hub, and it basically acts as the brain for the entire ecosystem. The whole thing is built using what's called a satellite architecture. So think of it like this. Instead of one giant monolithic contract that does everything, you have a central hub that's connected to these smaller, specialized contracts called satellites. This modular approach is absolutely key for security because if one satellite ever had an issue, it can't bring down the whole system. The hub's job is actually surprisingly simple. It's basically a traffic director. It doesn't do any of the complicated thinking itself. It just looks at every transaction that comes in and, using those hard-coded mathematical rules, it routes the funds to the correct satellite. It's clean, it's secure, and it's incredibly efficient. And this routing has two main paths. When you buy, that transaction is governed by Euler's number, and it sends a slice of the tax to the team and to the prize pool. But a sell transaction governed by pi does something extra. It routes a full 1% to the liquidity pool, and that directly funds the system's defense mechanism. So let's zoom in on those satellites. Each one is its own smart contract with a very specific job to do. We're going to focus on the three most important ones, which are all built around these core ideas of defense, engagement, and trust. The first satellite is officially called the Dampener Vault, but honestly, its nickname, the Defense Turret, tells you everything you need to know. Its one and only purpose is to maintain market stability and defend against crazy volatility. So how does it do that? It uses this concept called the Agile Reserve. Now, this isn't some fixed pile of cash just sitting around. Nope, it's a dynamic calculation. The vault is constantly calculating what 5% of the total liquidity pool is and keeps that exact amount ready for defense. It's this really nimble, just-in-time approach to stability. And here's how that reserve actually gets put to work. The vault has three different modes. During a crisis, it automatically jumps in and injects funds to support the price. In normal times, it just stands by, ready. And during prosperity, when things are going great, it actually burns a big chunk of its excess reserves to create deflationary pressure. It's a self-regulating economic engine. Next up, we've got the engagement engine, a satellite that's cleverly named the birthday paradox. You can think of this as the system's built-in casino or game. It's designed to reward people for participating and to drive transaction volume, which in turn feeds the entire ecosystem. Now, to win a prize, your transaction has to successfully pass through these 6 different gates. Think of it like a really complex digital obstacle course. The system checks everything, from your token balance all the way to whether your transaction hash just happens to randomly line up with the Fibonacci sequence. It's this incredibly sophisticated lottery that's just running silently behind every single trade. The final key satellite we'll look at is the team treasury. And you can think of this as a vesting vault. Its main job really is to build long-term trust and make sure the project's creators are aligned with the community. So the total allocation for the team is 12.07% of the total supply. Now, that might just seem like another number, but by now, you probably know that in this system, nothing is just a number. Because of course, that 12.07% isn't random at all. Get this. It's the product of multiplying pi times Euler's number times the square root of 2.
It's yet another mathematical signature, embedding the project's core philosophy directly into the team's own stake in the game.
And that allocation isn't just dropped on them all at once. No way. It's unlocked in 52 small drips over the course of about 10 months. This kind of vesting schedule is really designed to prevent any big market shocks and to prove that the team is committed for the long haul, since their assets are released slowly and predictably over time.
Okay, so we've looked at the hub and we've met the satellites. Now, let's put it all together. Let's trace the journey of a single transaction so we can get that real aha moment and see how this whole machine works together. Okay, let's watch a sell transaction. First, the hub intercepts it and applies that pi tax. A slice of that is instantly routed to the Team Treasury satellite. Another slice, that 1%, is sent to bolster the liquidity pool. That's the ammo for the dampener vault. And finally, the rest is routed to the Birthday Paradox prize pool. A single action fuels every single part of the system at the same time. So, after seeing all these moving parts, what's the big idea here? Why go to all this trouble to build a financial system on mathematical constants? Well, it all comes down to the promise of purity and predictability. It really comes down to these three pillars. You have mathematical purity, which removes the need for a committee to argue over percentages. You have modular safety, which isolates risk and makes the whole system much more resilient. And you have a deterministic design, which means its behavior is totally transparent and predictable for everyone, forever. The rules can't be changed on a whim. Which leaves us with this one last, pretty provocative question. In a world where we're constantly searching for systems we can actually rely on, could this type of unchangeable mathematical design be the future of trust? It's a fascinating thought to end on.